Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome to round 5 of our F1 2006 Championship Edition career mode. Today we return here to the Grand Prix of Europe, otherwise known as the Nurburgring. Of course, if you missed out on the video that went live a few days ago from Imola, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. We survived a race. Yes, we finally did it. We made it to the checkered flag for the first time this season, so I'm hoping long may that continue. Having a look at the Drivers' Championship as we head into this weekend, it is still Michael Schumacher that leads the way there, but Fisichella and Alonso are very, very close behind there, and Felipe Massa now with his first big points haul on the board means constructors-wise, it is all tied up between Ferrari and Renault at the top of the table. Midland, we are admittedly still yet to score this season, but what we're kind of hoping for is a very, very high race of attrition somewhere early on this season. But yeah, heading to the Nurburgring today though, slightly worried because apparently this track is one of the worst modelled ones in the game, so we'll see how this goes. And it looks like, before we go anywhere, we've got an advert from Williams' F1 team. I don't know what it was for exactly. We've applied for something down at Williams. I don't quite know what it is. Williams F1 team application. I've submitted your application to join Williams F1 team to Teams Management. Good luck. Okay, so we could be on for quite an early move then in this series. Williams isn't much higher than Midland, but it is certainly a better car. Right, well, I'm going to head straight out then onto the track, and you guys are going to get a live reaction to my very first lap here from the Nürburgring. I had literally about 5 or 6 comments, I think seen from people mentioning this track specifically, about how badly designed it is, and oh my lord, that's not normally a downhill corner. Just for reference in real life. This is also not normally an uphill corner like that. It still doesn't normally go this uphill. Never realised turn 4 here was a blind apex. Also never realised this next section was downhill either. This is hilarious. This is often quite a fast downhill sweeping left. I mean, I guess they've got most of the corner angles right, and obviously down here is often, yeah, a big downhill plunge that is very, very delayed. Has the Nürburgring changed in 15 years? I don't believe it has. We got one of the Toro Rossos as well all over my gearbox, I think. That is not accurate either. The Schumacher S is meant to be completely flat out as well. Deary me, what is this layout? I never realised that was so heavily cambered through there, and I didn't realise there was this huge up and down section as well. Bearing in mind, I've driven this track on iRacing quite a lot, so obviously it's laser scanned over there. You know, I appreciate this game is, over 15 years old, but did they get someone that was blind to model it? That chicane I can already tell is going to be a nightmare all weekend. Surely a blind person was asked to draw this track on the game from memory. That is, I think the only word I can describe it is alarming. But anyway, let's get on, try and get some laps on the board, and yeah, get up to speed. Yeah, this chicane, like I said, I feel like is going to be lethal today. Very high commitment there. I know you can take a lot of speed on the way in, which the Toro Rosso hasn't done. So we'll get down the inside of them through the final corner. And there we go. Nice little overtake. Of course, Toro Rosso, one of our big rivals, I'm sure, this season. And a 33.3 isn't a bad way to kick things off. Well, building up a fair amount of confidence then in the car. The one thing I'm really nervous about is when we're going to get our first... Oh, hello. I was about to say first wet race, but I guess our first spin as well of the afternoon. We'll get a couple more bankers in, just make sure I'm completely up to snuff. And yeah, then we'll dive into qualifying.
Here we are once again at the Nürburgring for Saturday qualifying. As usual, we're expecting it to be as exciting and incident-filled as ever. So let's press on with session 1.
Heading out then onto the circuit here in Germany once more. Yeah, hoping, of course, we can make it back into Q2. Imola, very, very disappointed with qualifying there. But, swings and roundabouts, of course, we actually survived Grand Prix this season. But yeah, Nürburgring, a very, very different technical challenge, of course. But feel like I am getting more and more up to speed with this game. Obviously, as I'd hope so, the more I'm playing it. So yeah, hoping we can return to Q2 today. Oh, come on, there's already lap traffic in the way. It's one of the Ferraris. I didn't expect to be saying that about them. this season, but apparently it is what it is. And look at that. I mean, he's just not getting out of the way of Jacques Villeneuve in front of me. We just don't obviously want to have another qualifying incident here, but yeah, come on, get out of the way. Who is that? Is that Massa or Schumacher? I guess you can't tell off Michael Schumacher. No, it is Massa. So we're allowed to yell then in this incident, but yeah, come on, it's so frustrating. It's like playing F1 Manager. Oh, Jacques, you do not need to lift off through there, my friend. The Schumacher S, you know, unless it's raining, famously a very, very fast corner. I also think that the AI aren't attacking much through there. Really not using the camber to their advantage. Is, yeah, got to be so careful that we don't pick up damage. And we try and get a good run, though, down in towards the final chicane. I get, of course, that Villeneuve has been held up on his lap as well. Hopefully we can try and get a decent time on the board. Holy moly. Some of you have said about moving up to hard difficulty. What I'm probably going to do is... Hello! Is get to the end of Season 1 and then move over onto the harder difficulty. Really? Why finish your lap and then break on the racing line? What is Jacques Villeneuve doing? Right, well, there we go then. Q1 done and dusted here from Europe, and a 1:34.5 there puts us casually 2.5 seconds quicker than Christian Albers. I feel this track is going to be a bit more like Bahrain, and when I say a bit more like Bahrain, I mean rather easy. It does make me laugh, of course, the fact Imola, we had next to no pace there. We were barely quicker than, like, my teammate or the Toro Rossos or anything like that. And then you come literally to the next race and suddenly you're right back on the pace again. I know obviously it is an issue in the modern F1 games as well, but it's to nowhere near the extreme that it is on F106. You know, the AI can, you know, from track to track feel like their pace fluctuates 3-4 seconds. We need to make sure that we don't bottle this run, though. Giancarlo Fisichella, setting the benchmark on a 1:34.5 if we want to be seeing ourselves through and into Q3. I know we got held up quite a bit by Massa and Jacques Villeneuve in Q1, but they did also give me a nice slipstream. Oh, no! Oh, I can't use that curb. Okay, we've learnt that now. I'll let someone else buy. A lot of red cars back in 2006 as well. It feels like half the field is red. In the same way that F1 a couple of years ago, half the teams were like blue or light green. Also appears that Felipe Massa has stopped messing around then a 1:32.1. That's some more of the kind of times we were expecting here in Q2. As yeah, the times are dropping. Ralf Schumacher now in P10 on a 34 flat. Yeah, Schumacher then improving as well. So Jarno Trulli now on a 33.9 is the benchmark to beat. 1:41.2 is definitely not enough. Tyres definitely starting to slide around just a little bit more. Of course, doing a couple of laps on the run. Okay, thank you very much. But yeah, making our way though in towards the final few corners. Just trying to keep it clean and tidy at the moment. How far up are we? 7-8 seconds near enough. So we might be there or thereabouts on the pace. Just nice and easy through the final chicane. We can't afford to mess this up. Oh, missed the apex. That's not good. So we round our way through. Come on, come on. Horrible understeer as well through the final corner, but up towards the line. What is the time gonna be? 34.4 there. And it puts us down in P11. I'm not convinced we got enough time to go for another run, though. So it might be agonisingly close to Q3.
We'll continue with session 3 of qualifying in a few moments.
Well, there we go then. It's P12 at the end of qualifying for the European Grand Prix there. Yeah, just a couple of tenths away from Giancarlo Fisichella, who ended up on a 1:34.2. So a bit gutted with that, but clearly we got better pace this weekend. We'll try and combine it with the consistency we had at Imola, despite a couple of errors. And maybe today we can get our best result of the season.
Welcome to the world-famous Nurburgring for this year's European Grand Prix. Germany has the honour of hosting 2 Grand Prix, but there are strict rules that a country can only host 1 race per year. So the Nurburgring's race is the European Grand Prix. The Nurburgring doesn't have the glamour of Monaco, the location of Montreal, or the weather of Melbourne, but what it does have is the ability to put on some truly thrilling races. Pretty much perfect weather conditions for racing here today, so we should see some very competitive lap times during this race. It's pole for Juan Pablo Montoya. Second on the grid is Michael Schumacher. Rubens Barrichello is just behind them in third. Jarno Trulli lines up fourth. Fifth is Kimi Raikkonen. Felipe Massa takes sixth. Fernando Alonso is seventh. Eighth is Ralf Schumacher.
Right, well, very, very interesting there, of course, talking about those strict rules of one Grand Prix a season. Of course, clearly the USA has not heard of that anymore, with 3 Grand Prix at the moment, and of course Imola has 2. Oh, sorry, Italy even has 2, obviously, with Imola again. But what can we do here today? I want to just get to the end, of course, that's always the top priority, but could I score some points? I've said it, I want to believe.
We're really looking for a point finish today. Hopefully some of the cars ahead of you will drop out of the race, so try and have a good, clean one and watch out in that first corner.
Yeah, got to be very, very careful of the first corner here at the Nurburgring. Who knows what might go down here today. But looking forward to this, I do really feel like there's a sense of opportunity in the air. We're making our way then into the final corner. Hopefully we're going to keep it clean and tidy off the start. Tyre temps are good.
Good luck and enjoy the race.
Right, come on, we've got to make it through turn 1. That is so scary here at the Nürburgring. But yeah, we're just going to try and probably keep it on the inside and stay out of trouble there as we wait for the cars at the rear of the field. Those Super Aguris, I think, lining up right at the back of the grid once again. And look how much the tyres have fallen off.
Turn up the volume and enjoy. Here we go. Go, go, go!
Clean, tidy start. That's all right.
Schumacher gets off to a flyer. It's not a great start for Alonso, though.
A little bit of moving around then at the front of the field.
As they hurtle towards turn 1.
Just taking it super easy.
And behind him is Michael Schumacher. Next is Barrichello.
So Schumacher, of course, we've seen the Renaults a little bit further down the order after qualifying. So we'll be looking to try and continue building up his championship lead, which he's held since the start. Car underneath me feeling very, very slidey early on, but Montoya, of course, would love a win. Obviously, for McLaren, obviously, especially at Mercedes, one of their home Grand Prix this season. But yeah, taking it super easy, lap 1.
Green on the condition indicator. You should have optimum grip levels now.
Yeah, really obviously just focusing on the long game again. So not too worried even if I lost a couple of places there. But it was actually quite a reserved start by most of the fields. A lot calmer than we've seen a lot of times this season. As again, you can just hear the tyres underneath me sliding around slightly as we make our way up through the Schumacher S. AI able to take that flat out now come Sunday, but couldn't do it in qualifying trim. As we've got Mark Webber just behind me. Of course, all those rumours about how he could be joining Williams. Maybe his seat is under pressure down at Williams. But yeah, as we head out, though, onto the back straight, keeping it fairly clean and tidy. We've got Webber now, I think, eyeing up a move potentially down the inside. AI very slow in front of me. But I'm amazed. I think this might be the first lap this season. The first race, where we haven't had an engine failure on lap 1 for anyone. Every car still running at the end of that first lap, as we're going to try and get a run on Heidfeld out of the final corner. Of course, BMW, again, another team I'm sure that would love a good result here. You can just see how much we're losing down the straights. I'll have a go.
Montoya is first. Michael Schumacher is in second. Third is Barrichello. Massa fourth. He's moved up from 6th. Trulli 5th. Raikkonen 6th. He's lost a place from his starting position. Alonso 7th. Next is Ralf Schumacher.
There we go. Completing that move on Nick Heidfeld down at turn 1. Promotes us up to P11 then, and Rosberg in the Williams up next. So, yeah, hopefully. The top 10 is right there. I still don't think we've actually ran inside the top 10 this season. So we'd love to change that today, but Ferraris are really going for it. But when Juan Pablo Montoya is in the groove, can anybody stop him? Yeah, the AI definitely seem to be struggling at that final corner, so we're able to get another run. Potentially having a look to the inside of Nico Rosberg. Can we complete another diving manoeuvre at turn 1? Yes, we can. Will he switch me off the corner? No. P10 now. Running inside the top 10 for the first time this year, and as you can see, points are right there. I also just realised we did run in the top 10 at the start of the year for all of 2 corners in Bahrain. Love it. We are in the groove. I'm sure by saying that I've jinxed myself. No! Oh! Cars are crashing behind me. I think I've caused a roadblock. Got to get on with it. Just hear a lot of carbon fibre, but that is not a mistake we wanted to make early on, but lucky to get out of it unscathed. But we've got a 6-second gap then up to Giancarlo Fisichella that we're really going to try and monitor over the next few laps. They're going to be so careful over those curbs. You know, maybe we can still try and close that down, but if we could walk away with P10 here, I would still be very, very happy. There we go. Fisichella, that gap down to 5.6 seconds, so we are quicker. It's not by much, but, I mean, the fact we've still got every car running here, I believe, is nothing short of a miracle. Remember, last time out, we'd lost 4 cars by the start of lap 2. Well, we had no mention of it, but Jenson Button looks to be our first casualty then this afternoon. Yet another mechanical failure for him and Honda, and I'm sure they're looking at Barrichello still running P3 and starting to get a little bit nervous. There's oil on the road somewhere. Has someone else gone off, or is that Jenson? We seem to have navigated it. I believe that might have been Jenson Button's car. Oh, back end broke free twice there in one go. As we just about gather it back up. Still able to keep Nico Rosberg at bay, but we're starting to lose a bit of time. Yeah, Fizzy now 10 seconds up the road. Barrichello the first of our front runners to pit, so clearly was running very, very light on fuel early on in the day. But yeah, need to try and get this car at least one more lap before we box. But yeah, really, if we want to score points, that was scary. We're going to need some mechanical failures up in front, as Jarno truly in as well. Are we going to be running in the points? Yes, we are.
At the halfway mark, Michael Schumacher leads. Massa is second. He's up from third. Raikkonen is third. That's a gain of 1 place. Fourth is Fisichella. Montoya fifth. He was in the lead earlier. Alonso's sixth. Next is Ralf Schumacher. You're eighth.
Yes, we heard ourselves back on the top 8 rundown. That was the only reason I was going to leave it in the edit. But yeah, I always think it's... Oh, someone's going. Where's the oil? How have we potentially gained... Oh, hello. Where am I off? Come on, get back on the road. I can't see anyone. Stop. There's the oil. Team on us in at the end of this one anyway, but you know, I don't know. It might have been a Super Aguri that's blown up again. Right, well, we are going to be boxing then at the end of this lap. That was quite brave on the entry, because these tyres are feeling all but dead. But yeah, nice and tidy into the pits. Do not hit that wall. I was very much expecting them to understeer out towards that wall, but yeah, if another pit stop then on this game, of course, still trying to get used to what buttons we have to press, but hopefully we're going to try and get a nice, clean, tidy run through. No mistakes, of course, under a lot of pressure, a lot of cars behind us. We'll go like that, like that. I know, I'm sorry the commentary is appalling. I've missed a button. I haven't done something at all. Oh, come on, go, 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 go. 12.6 is appalling. But we'll head back out then down the pit lane. What position are we in now? 15th in this Grand Prix. But we are still waiting on a few more cars to pit. Yeah, a lot of understeer at turn 1. So got to be super careful of that. Oh, no! Same mistake I made in quali. Come on, get back on the road. Don't lose the place to the Williams. They're pretty much alongside me, I think. Yep, there they are. Sorry, the BMWs even, isn't it? That's BMWs. Oh! Oh, that was scary.
According to the car condition indicator, your tyres have reached a good heat and grip level should be pretty good.
They've only reached that heat because I span. We'd still want that top 10. Cars into the pits then. More freebies to be had. Quite surprised by how much variety there is in the pit stop strategy in this game. Who's that just in front of me still? Have we been undercut? That's kind of the big thing I'm worried about. Doesn't appear so. No, yeah, we've definitely been undercut, haven't we, by Rosberg and Coulthard. So we've probably lost, yeah, maybe another spot as well from someone else that hasn't pit. That is annoying. Well, looks like Schumacher's got the jump on Juan Pablo. But will that McLaren be quick towards the end? But yeah, we've definitely lost a couple of places to Rosberg and David Coulthard then, so we'd love to try and get back past them. But yeah, not convinced points are going to be possible, unfortunately, today. The AI just got so much race pace. Oh, getting a nice run over DC at the final corner. It's going to be a drag race between Red Bull and Midland back as we head down in towards turn 1. See that Red Bull's got a lot of straight line speed, but can we get down the inside on the brakes? What are you doing, DC? I'm on your inside, man. Holy moly. Well, we're back into P11 though, but that was one of the scariest overtakes I've made on this game. David Coulthard's got no chill.
I'll put the kettle on, only 5 laps left.
It's got to be one of the oddest radio messages I've ever heard, but you certainly wouldn't get that in a modern F1 game. It makes sense, doesn't it? Of course, you know, the race we're doing well, actually, in this series, knock on wood, is, of course, the race where there's no, you know, it's not a race of attrition. It's just everyone is getting to the end of the race. That was scary for a moment. Rosberg brake checking me in towards the chicane once again. Can we try and get a run on the Williams out of the final corner and just showcase to them what kind of pace and potential we've got in a car? Again, you can see how much quicker that Williams is down the straight. We'll tuck back in for some slipstream, but we'll jump back out again before the braking zone. Oh, big diving manoeuvre, and Rosberg will say thank you very much. Try and switch me back off the corner. Hopefully a good little battle though through this first sector as we'll get back to the inside. Oh, Rosberg. We actually invalidate the lap time. No, I got to slow down. Go, 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 go. Come on, come on. Let me go. That was almost a good wheel-to-wheel battle, which is impressive on F106. Schumacher then looks to be getting his 3rd win of the season. Montoya there, yep. Desperately chasing McLaren's first, of course, after the disappointment of 05.
Drivers at the moment are Michael Schumacher leads. Montoya is 2nd. Massa is 3rd. Barrichello 4th. Fisichella 5th. Raikkonen 6th. Trulli 7th. And in 8th place.
Oh, come on. Big run. Down the inside of Nico Rosberg at the final corner. We run to steer a little bit wide. Come on. Let's try and just lock this down and get away with a top 10 finish here. Of course, like I said, you know, the fact that this is the race where no one seems to have any mechanical failures is slightly frustrating as Rosberg sent it back down the inside of turn 1. We'll hook it up around the outside of him though, but yeah, obviously, unfortunately, this isn't the modern F1 point scoring. Only the top 8 score points in 2006, so we're not going to get points on the board unless something crazy happens on this final lap. But yeah, certainly feel like every single passing race we're getting more and more confident on the game there as well. So hopefully we can try and give Midland something to celebrate before the end of the season. But Michael Schumacher in towards the final couple of corners though, looks set to make it, yep, a 3rd win of the season. And of course, you know, a 7-time world champion already, looking like he's going to make it 8.
Powers across the line to take top spot on the podium. Montoya will finish in P2.
Felipe Massa there, coming through for yet another podium in P3. So Ferrari massively opening up the gap in the championship over their big rivals in Renault. But as we head in towards the final sector though, yeah, Renault having a right nightmare today. 6th and 8th, I believe, on the final standings. But for us, though, it is going to be a spin in the final chicane. No! Oh, dearie me. Luckily, it wasn't a battle for points then. It's still going to be my best result of the year as we make our way through the final corners. Of course, I have to drop it when I'm doing my last little speech. They're out of the final turn. It's only P12.
It's been a captivating weekend here at the Nurburgring. Plenty of action, plenty of surprises. It's been a brilliant weekend of racing here in Germany. The tens of thousands of F1 fans that travel here from all over Europe have seen a great spectacle today, and they'll be going home happy. I've enjoyed it immensely, and we hope you have too. We'll see you again in only 7 days' time in Barcelona, where the 2005 world champion Fernando Alonso will be looking to seal a home victory in front of his loyal fans. Until next week, goodbye and take care.
Well, there we go then. Yeah, Alonso, I'm sure will need a big result next weekend there. But P12, you know, gutted that I threw away that result right at the end. But absolutely had the better of Christian Albers today. Means championship-wise, Schumacher now with a 1-race margin over Giancarlo Fisichella. Massa now tied with Alonso for P3 there, but Montoya just 1 point further back now ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. Button down in P9 there, and I believe we might be up to about P18 by virtue of that good result. No, we jumped Christian Albers though. We are now back ahead of my teammate there, but still in P20 is Ralf Schumacher has still failed to score this season. Constructors-wise, though, it does mean that we're still down in 11th. We need to beat out Toro Rosso at some point in the near future. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very, very soon ready for the Spanish Grand Prix. A massive thank you to all of my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters for their continued donations to help my work. These things go much further than I think a lot of you ever realise and allow me to continue making content full-time here on YouTube. So if you want to support me from as little as £1 a month and be featured on all of these end clips, either click the join button next to the subscribe or head over to my Patreon. There's a link down in the description.